Hello everybody, welcome to FC Amakhosi Venture. This is Sunday the guys. Thank you for continuing to engaging me. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Thank you for sharing this content. So today, what am I talking about? I'm gonna be talking about football. I'm gonna be talking about our style of play. I'm gonna be talking about Gonzalez, my thoughts on Gonzalez, my thoughts on CDM, which you know that I always cry about the CDM. And I'm going to talk about the goalkeeper and your views as fans as well. I mean, I have my own views, but there are things that we need to talk about. So I'm going to talk about our style of play. Let me just get into it. Our style of play hasn't been impressive for a team of our caliber, a big team like ours. I mean, even against your Amazulu, though we scored early, but there was nothing dominating about our style of play. And then against, only the goals was dominating. And then against Stellies, it was our, also as well, our style of play wasn't impressive against Stellies. And even there were 10 men down, but we're the one who was sitting at the back. Against Sundowns, it was this man. Against the Amazulu was better. Against Stellies, it was better. It was better compared to Sundowns. Sundowns was like totally dismal. My question is, do you have a style of play? Yes, we do have a style of play. Is it a style of play that we all like? No. Some fans might say, okay, against such opponents, which is against Sundowns, that style of play could have worked, but not to sit and park the bus the way that we did. And I'm with you, fans. I am not disputing the fact that our style of play is hurting to watch, like it's hurting to the eye, that it's something else. But what I'm going to say is that we need to up our tempo. We need to up our tempo in a sense that how we are moving the ball and how we're keeping the ball. And in so many times, like we are losing the ball cheaply. We are losing the ball cheaply. And that's why you find our players that are running like headless chickens, and they're running from here, left to right, right to the middle to forward. Like, we are running a lot. We are running a lot. What happens when we are playing against a team that plays a low block, a team that says, okay, you know what, we're not going to attack, and then we're going to say, okay, we're not going to attack. So what do we do? Are we able to change our style of play according to the team that you are playing against? Are we going to change our approach according to the team that you are playing against? Because at the moment, it looks like each and every team that you are playing against, we're going to sit at the back and then we counter them. Is it effective? No, it's not always going to be effective. It's not effective. And also, it's worrying for a team big as ours that you're going to hit all the teams in PSL with counter-attack. Like, it works against your Cape Town City because those are the teams that are attacking you. But against your Stellies as well, who are attacking you as well, it's going to work to a certain extent. But I'm looking at how Pirates played against Stellies. They made these guys to run and look for the ball. I mean, their second goal, like these guys, they look for a ball, like, they kept on looking for the ball because Orlando Pirates were able to control the tempo of the game. They were able to control how the ball was played, and they kept on making those passes, those runs. But as for us, can we do that? Have we found our style of play? Have we really figured out how we are to attack? It's only one way football, in a sense that we know that you're going to go counter and then we're going to play the ball behind the defenders. But what happens to the defenders who are pinned to the back? What happens if the defenders are not attacking? The defenders are by the goalkeeper. We're not going to use our speedy wingers. So how then do we penetrate to the final third? How then do we penetrate the defense? Because like here, they are doing a low block. They're just sitting there. They're not going anywhere. They say, okay, you know what? You come to us. So how do you attack against those teams? This is where we need to make those movements. This is where we need to make those movements. This is where we need to learn other ways how to penetrate. Also find those skillful players who take on players. But at the moment, like I said in my previous video, I'm not happy with him Tanzania because he's not offering us that. You know that I quoted for you a few episodes back Dr. Khumalo saying that in their olden days or in the days that he used to play, Kaizer Chiefs, their identity used to be playing with wingers, skillful and speedy wingers, and then they'll have a phenomenal number 10. And that's how they used to unlock those defenses. And it used to work. But in the current team, I don't think that we have those people who can unlock our opponents, who can unlock those tight defense. We don't have that. All that you want to do, you want to play the ball behind the defenders, but if they're sitting at the back, we can't penetrate them. So we don't have that kind of a player who can penetrate and take on players. Yes, we want to use speed, but what happens if they're sitting at the back? We can't use that speed. So from the analysis, from what I'm observing from this team, we want to start building from the back, and then in most times we want to have the wing backs going forward. And it did not work for us against Sundowns because Zita is not that kind of a player. It did not work against Stellis because Zita is not that kind of a player. And then Hlanti, he robbed us. He did not give us that. He did not go forward against Sundowns. So what happens in such cases where we don't have wingers who are able to penetrate or go up front and add in the middle of the park or go in the flanks and make those crosses? What happens? So do we have different tactics? At the moment, I haven't seen that. So our coach, my question is, why didn't he play Solomons? I don't know. Dove is still injured. We know that. So essentially, I'm happy with how these guys are playing, the two center backs. Yes, they have their own flaws and whatnot, but also in the middle of the park, it doesn't help the fact that you don't have a box-to-box player. Both these players are box-to-box players. I mean, your Castillo and your Matt. It doesn't help that you don't have one person who's doing that role to go forward and help in attack, and then we'll be attacking with 5 people, and then say that there's a wing back who's going to that side, will attack with 6 players. So now that you find Castillo is ahead, Matt is behind, Matt is ahead, Castillo is behind, we don't have a specialized center midfielder. Your number 8, your box to box. We don't have that in these guys because both of them are doing that. So you don't know who's going to be doing that going forward, because it seems as if either they don't trust each other because both of them, one is going, the other one is remaining. But who's going to sit here and say, okay, as for you, go and attack and then come back if you don't have the ball? We don't have that at the moment. Hence, solely the spotlight now is upon this guy, Mdanza, and hence we see a lot of him and we see that there are gaps that he's not able to attack and odd numbers. But imagine if it was him and then you have your Castillo behind him, just close to him like this, meaning what? Probably Mdanza, whenever he has a ball, then he will be able to see someone, which is Castillo, and passing the ball or take on players and then pass or switch the play. But the moment, seems as if there's so much weight on Tanzania because Castillo and Matt also are not helping him in terms of adding those numbers, because like I said, their role is undefined. Like I don't understand, it's unclear what they're doing there in the middle of the park. So we need to fix that and then have a CDM. My question, and I was asked and I've been asked because I've been raising this as well. I mean, apparently the current window is closing on the 22nd of September. My question is, we had been told that the checkbook is not closed, but the question is, why are we not addressing the main problem being the CDM? Why are we not going out there and buying Ted? Like against Pirates, you saw how he performed. Against us, you saw how he performed. Why is it that we don't have a CDM even today? We're saying that a CDM will be Castillo, but yet Castillo is also required to go up front and is scoring for us. So what are we expecting from Castillo? Are we expecting him to defend or expecting him to go and score? I mean, for a guy like Castillo already has like 3 goals and is CDM. Guys, coach needs to sit down with these guys and define the roles and start changing formations as well and start changing the personnel. So if the personnel is not changing in terms of us going out to buy, use relevant people and the rightful people in the rightful positions. Now being Ngobo, playing Ngobo, then he has played as a CDM, and then it's going to allow Castillo to go up front to add the numbers. Probably if we are to employ Matt in number 10, with his energy and his pressing, we'll be able to win the ball with speed. I don't know. I'm just thinking, guys. Just thinking. Tell me your thoughts. I'm just thinking here. It's not a video that I'm like I've planned this video, but I'm just thinking because imagine Castillo close to 8, close to the box, being in number 8, and then Matt close to the box as well as number 10. Or your Matlo being number 10, or your Mduduzi being number 10, and do not worrying so much about coming back because there at the back, in the center back, in the CDM, there's Nobo who's covering the defense, and then there's Castillo, whom we know that is also a good tackler and he's able to win the balls. And then him close here, being close to the box, he's going to be able to penetrate and roam around, mark and add numbers, and then you have 4 or 5 people around the box. At the current moment, we only have 3 players around the box. We only have 3 players around the box, which is like the app. Ashley Dupreez, Potane, and Modi. We only have those players. So the question is, coach, do you see what we see? The things that you're complaining about, do you see them? And now that you are on international break, are you going to work on those things, on those combinations? Because these guys, their movements, it seems as if at the moment they are not able to read one another's movements, and they don't trust each other in the sense that Castillo, I know that you'll be at the back, so I don't have to run at the back that much because I know that you're there as a CDM. But you'll be like, okay, let me check where's Castillo. Okay, let me run. Let me check where's Castillo. Okay, I'll let him go ahead or go up front. So those are things that need to be defined. And then the coach on subs. People are saying that it does not make subs early. Not sure because he was able to drop this guy Ntseki, and then he put on this guy Gonzalez. He changed the tactics, and also we saw that he changed on the 55th minute, I think against Amazulu, or was it against Sundowns? I don't remember, but he's able to change in time. And if we are not performing, it looks like it's going to be that coach who's going to stamp the authorities and say that if you don't perform, I'm taking you out. It was a good thing to do, to drop Ntseki in the halftime, say that you're not offering me what I'm looking for, so therefore I'm dropping you. I can't afford to let you lose the balls the way that you are losing them, because you're losing so many balls. So the coach is stamping his authority and making sure that everyone knows their role and everyone is performing, and those that are performing, he's gonna reward them. He's been doing that most of the time. Yes, again, with Saile, he did not do that in the previous game against Monte Sundowns. Sure, granted, but he's been rewarding players who are playing well, and with Frost as well, did not do that. But his tactics, I see them, but seems as if at the moment he's only focused on transition football. Transition football is only as effective as the team that you are playing against, depending on their approach. But what are you going to do when teams are sitting at the back? So, coach, work on those things in this international break. Work on those things. And then also Gonzalez, like I said, I'm going to speak with Gonzalez. There's nothing much to write about Gonzalez. Guys, stop judging players when they haven't been around for or played even 2 games or even 5 games. I said to you, don't judge Castillo too early. And I'm still saying even today, don't judge Castillo too early because he's not playing to his fullest. He's not playing to his fullest because he's not playing his own preferred position. So same with Gonzalez, we can't judge him now. It's too early for us to judge him at the moment. So let's give him a chance. Let's give him time to adapt, and also to adapt to South Africa as a whole, to the culture of playing for a team of big as ours. Let him adjust there. But I think that is going to add value to the current team. So, style of play, spoken about it. Gonzalez, there's not much to talk about because he hasn't had enough time to adapt. And then substitutions, I've spoken about them. Spoken about substitutions. There's not much to talk about because we thought that he's not changing. But we saw that he can change. But also the team spirit. I saw when this guy Gonzalez was coming in that the fourth official was like, no dude, you can't go in, you don't have tapes around your shin pads so that you can protect or make sure that the shin pads don't go down. And then I saw Frosler. I don't remember who was the other guy, but it was 2 players running to make sure that this guy has everything that he needs. And then I saw a video today in the changing room after the game against Sundowns that the coach kept on going to each and every player to say that no, keep your heads up, not all is lost, and all those things, and how the players were receiving that, and also how these guys in the bench, you always see them with smiles. In training, you see them with smiles. That is good for the team, because guys, winning brings that. Winning births a culture where there's so much laughter in the training, there's so much joy in the training, there's so much unity in the team. Winning does that. So if they are to keep on doing that and support each other, you see Kune how he celebrates when Peterson is making that save, or when he's collecting that ball. You see him is encouraging Peterson. So we need that in our team. So imagine if this team already is united and it's winning. It's gonna give us so many good times. We're gonna be smiling a lot. But now we need to, yes, the results, we are for the results, we want the results, and let the results come, and then hopefully the players will be able to implement the coach's instructions and tactics. Hopefully that the coach's instructions and tactics are to attack, and to attack differently versus versus how the opponents are playing. So how he adjusts to that, how he adjusts to. So I'm hoping that it's going to adjust to different methods and strategies on how to unlock defense and how to score goals. Now I'm not worried. I mean, I'm not going to judge them based on the previous game against Sundowns that much to say that we did not enter the final third that much, but against this team, against Stelis and against Amazulu, we entered the final third so many times, and those were that was one of the biggest worries that we had, that we're not entering the final third that much, or we are not creating so many chances for our strikers. And now things are getting better. We must applaud them for that. We must applaud the coach for that we are entering the final third that much now, or so many times, versus how we used to do that in the first few games. So there are progresses, there are positives, as I said. So guys, tell me your thoughts, guys. I mean, tell me your thoughts. Like, comment. I want to hear your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. Those of you who haven't, guys, I appreciate you. Keep on sharing and keep on engaging me. I know I stand for my point. If I think that I'm right, I stand for my point, but I'm also open to learn. But let's not criticize players for the sake of wanting to have scapegoats. I mean, how we are criticizing Peterson for things, for goals that he couldn't even save. So let's be careful not to throw our players under the bus. Yes, Clant is one of our weakest link, that Danzan is one of our weakest link, and Peterson was one of our weakest link. He's getting better now. It could be because of the goalkeeper coach Dinkelenge, but let's not even blame him for things that, he couldn't control, of course, that he couldn't control, because it's being let down by the defense. He has saved us so many times, this guy. Let us give credit where it's due, and let us hold players accountable. I like the fact that now we are holding guys accountable more than we are holding the coach accountable. We are blaming the tactics, which is rightfully so, but also the players, they need to focus, they need to switch on and be able to focus for a long time. So guys, tell me your thoughts. Love you. Take care. Bye.